not lie in not reaching your goals. Wait a minute, whose teleprompters are these? These are not my teleprompters. I digress, let me start again. There's more in life than the tragedy of life is not lying, reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach for. It's not a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity to have no dreams. The American dream is under attack because we have become a nation of crises. We have an economic crisis. We have an entitlement spending crisis. We have an energy crisis. We have an immigration crisis. We have a foggy foreign policy crisis. We have a national security crisis. And the biggest, we have a moral crisis in this country. And the biggest crisis of all is a severe deficiency of leadership in Washington, D.C. They are not impossible to solve. It's just going to take the right leadership and some common sense. When I worked as a ballistic analyst for the Department of the Navy in the early 1970s, as a ballistic analyst, the first thing that you had to do was to identify the target. That sounds like common sense. But if you don't identify the target, you're certainly not going to hit it, no matter how sophisticated the weapon is that you try to hit the target. Then we would select the right weapon. Then we would put the right firepower behind it, deliver that weapon to hit the target on the right trajectory. That's what I did as a ballistic analyst. It transcends into business. In order to solve problems and solve crises, we got to make sure that we're working on the right problems. Make sure that we set the right priorities. Make sure we surround ourselves as a leader with the right people. And then put together the right plans in order to hit the target called fix it. That is the target of all crises. Let's take the economic situation. This economy is on life support. And trimming around the edges is not going to fix the problem. We need a bold solution in order to fix the problem. This is why, unlike all of my competitors in this presidential primary race, I have devised a bold solution rather than more of the same. Here's what I would do in order to boost this economy. It's called 9. A 9% personal income tax, and a 9% national sales tax. It would be revenue neutral, which which means that it replaces all of the corporate and personal income taxes. It'll replace all of the taxes that come in from capital gains. It'll replace all of the taxes that comes in from estate taxes. And it'll replace all of the taxes that are collected by way of the payroll tax. It would be revenue neutral. Now here's the best part. It provides some certainty to the engine of economic growth, which is the business sector, not the government. And we're going to get our economy growing. We're going to have a tough time dealing with all the other crises we face. We're going to right problem. And that's to put fuel in the engine for economic growth. Energy, another crisis. The right problem is not to go to other countries like Brazil, loan them money, and then say we're going to be Brazil's best customer. Let me tell you what the Cain doctrine is going to be. America is going to be its own best customer. And the solution in the case of energy to make sure that we get on the road to energy independence. We can and we will do that under the Cain administration. Entitlement spending. Nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room because they don't want to fix it. We're not going to stop this nation from this financial collapse if we don't get serious about restructuring Social Security and other programs. And here's how I will restructure Social Security. First, seniors, don't worry. You won't be affected. Near retirement seniors, you don't have to worry because a personal retirement accounts option for younger workers will allow us over time to take care of those where promises were made, but at the same time give the younger workers an option so something will be there when they retire that accounts for their name on it. Decide and debate over when do we raise the retirement age and how much we are going to decrease the benefits this time is not a solution. It's not focusing on the right problem. You'll never hit the target called a solution. National security. America is weaker. We're not as strong as we used to be because of the policies of this administration. My philosophy for dealing with national security is real simple. It is an extension of the Reagan philosophy, which is peace through strength and clarity. First thing that we need to do under that philosophy, clearly identify who our friends are. Clearly identify who our enemies are. And stop giving money to the enemies. Instead of the priority being, what are we going to cut next in the Defense Department? My priority is going to be, what do we enhance next? We've got technology that we are not using to make our men and women in uniform better able to do their jobs. When the President and the Congress appointed this super committee with a formula that's going to decide how much defense gets cut if they can't do their job, let me tell you something about leadership. You don't lead with a formula, and I will never use a formula to put a bullseye on the backs of our men and women in uniform. Deserve a leader who's not afraid to lead from the front and never lead from the rear. Now men and women also deserve that if there is a situation where we should go to war, we must make real clear what is the mission. We make real clear what is the definition of victory. Because once we clearly identify the mission, victory, and how it best serves the United States of America, our men and women in uniform are the best in the world. And so if we are not in it to win it, we will not be in it. This nation is still the greatest nation on the earth despite our challenges. President Reagan used to describe this nation as that shining city on a hill. But lately we sort of slid to the side of the hill. But even when America is not at the top of the hill, it's still the best nation in the world with everybody else looking up to the United States. We're still the best nation in the world. The best nation in the world despite our challenges, despite these challenges. The fact that the founding fathers, they did get it right. They got the vision right. We've had to live up to that vision over the years. They got it right when they said we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator, not a man, not a commission, by their creator, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's a great part of the Declaration. But the next section is even greater, because it says, if you keep reading, when any form of government becomes destructive of those ideals, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. We've got some alter and abolish is the misperception that we the people are not still in charge of this country. Let's send a message to Washington. We the people are still in charge of this country. Not you the government. Not you the government. Let's alter another perception. Just because somebody has never held high public office, some people are spreading the nasty rumor that Herman Cain can't win.
Citizen
Well, I tell you what, that might be what they think, but the American people have a different idea. So when you cast your ballot at this straw poll, send Washington a message. They're ready for a problem solver, not another politician. They're ready for a revolution, not for because it has gotten out of hand. And we've got to stay inspired, folks. We've got to stay inspired. They want us to believe that we can't do this, but I believe that we can. That's why I'm in this, and that's why you do what you do. And again, it was President Reagan who reminded us about how precious this thing is called freedom. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You can't pass it on in the bloodstream. It must be protected and fought for. Or one day, we're going to spend our sunset years telling our children and our grandchildren what the United States of America used to be like when men were free. I'm not going to have that conversation with my grandkids, and I don't think you want to have that conversation with your grandkids. That's why I'm asking you to help me to put United back in the United States of America, and let's push that shining city on the hill back to the top of the hill.